everyone, welcome. And today we are going to do our garden tour, which is going to be mid-June garden tour. And there are so many things which are blooming and garden is filling up so beautifully. I cannot even begin to explain. So I will show you, I will turn my camera around, but I will also show you my front yard garden, because I think I did not show you my garden after I planted anything in it. So I will start from my front yard garden and then I will bring you back in my backyard garden, and then we will go over how the garden is looking and go over some of the plants that I have in my garden. So let's start and let's go in the front yard and start the garden tour from my front yard garden. I'm going to start the front yard tour from this Sioux crepe myrtle. This was blooming so beautifully, and this week it's sort of like done blooming, but I will insert some pictures and some videos. And under that I have planted supertunia bubblegum all around the island, and I have these three perennials. These three perennials are so beautiful. I love the grassy texture. These are Nyphophia, and I have solar flare. This is yellow and it has been blooming from weeks on end, and I need to just deadhead them. But even when it's not in bloom, the foliage itself is so beautiful. I love grasses in the garden, and this gives me that grassy foliage without planting a grass. So it's more of like, looks like grass but it has blooms on it, and they look like frozen fireworks to me. It's just stunning, so beautiful. And then I have in this island bed all around I have bubblegum planted. I think I will always plant bubblegum as long as proven winners decide to sell it. So I have bubblegum. There are some gaps which they are going to soon meet, and these gaps are going to be disappear very soon. Fire chief arborvitae, I have two of these on my other bed. I have one over here and I have one over there. No, over here. I changed the location. So I wanted to plant another fire chief. First I was thinking I'll plant it somewhere over there, but then I thought this might be too much. It'll be just, I was not feeling it. So I thought it'll be nice if I plant this over here. It will give me sort of like a sense of repetition, but it's not a typical inline three of those like soldiers. So I did not like that one. So I planted it over here, which looks, I think this is going to look amazing in the winter time, because this is going to give me that winter interest in this bed. And I have two hiccues as well. They also are evergreen. This will turn sort of like bronzy color in the winters, because right now it's looking green, orange and yellow hues on it. And when spring comes, it turns into this beautiful chartreuse green, and then it will change colors throughout the season. So I love this arborvitae so much, so that's why I have three of them. And I think this is pretty much the mature size for this one. I couldn't find the smaller one, so that's why I thought it's good, perfect for this area. And after that I have this seating over here, which I will show you from the other side. And then I have my little lime hydrangea. This hydrangea does so well in our zone. I'm in Atlanta zone 8A, and this performs really well. I have a big one over there. This came from the garden center. It probably was in greenhouse, so this is why this is blooming a little bit earlier. And my drift of supertunia bubblegum is looking stunningly beautiful. And on this side I have Gara, which I planted from my backyard. So it was in my backyard, looks amazing. And then I have my gomphrena, which I started from seed. Two of these dahlias. I think I have their tag. Let me check. The color is stunning on these. This is the variety, coffee shop lavender latte, and I love this color. It's like, it was not intentional, but this bed turned out to be pink and yellow, and I cannot complain. It looked stunning, it looked beautiful, and this very whimsical path which leads to those two chairs. So these are hiccues from Monrovia, and you can easily size check them, prune them, however. So they are pretty much the same size from past 3 years. So I replanted them here from the other bed, so I was hoping that this year they will grow, but I don't want them to grow super big anyways. But they are perfect over here. They're sort of like flanking this whimsical pathway which leads me to these seats, this bistro set. Eventually I want to put a bench over here, but for this year we are just going with it. And when I sit here, that's the view I get. The whole garden I can see. And now I'll show you this bed, which I did not do a lot of changes or plantings in this bed, but I'll start with my urns, which I always plant with some supertunias. I have tiara pink, supertunia in both, but they look so different. This one blooms are so bigger, and the color variation, if I compare with this tiara pink, is just so different. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but they both look stunning. I don't know, they look like pink balls over here in the front of the house, and I love that. I have my gardenia and a more bubblegum throughout this whole bed as well. Another gardenia, another fire chief arborvitae. So these two gardenias are diamond spire, so they are going to stay narrow apparently, so that's why I have planted them here. And they are gardenias. I love gardenias so much. And then in front of that I have some zinnias planted, which I planted just direct sowed them, so hopefully I'll see some zinnias. Those are Thumbelina zinnias. They're supposed to stay shorter. They are dwarf zinnias, so let's see. I have planted in this area, this drift, so let's see. Maybe next tour we'll have some zinnias over here. And then I have my fire chief, more supertunias, my rise up lilac days rose. These daisies are perfection, and I don't remember the name. They stay upright, their stems are sturdy, they do not flop, they just stay like that pretty much. Love these daisies, and I cannot remember the name because it has been here from probably 5-6 years at this point, and I love them, so it's perfect. I have this dahlia which I got from Longfield Gardens, not sure what the name is, but only one came. I had probably 3 in this area, so that's nice. This drift is just going along side of this garden bed border. I have some bidens, which is some leftovers, so I just planted it here. Some leftovers comfrena, so I just dotted it here all around. My purple fountain grass, I love this grass so much. I have a couple of them in my garden. I have another grass, my rose, this is Pinkerbell, candy corn spirea, smoke bush, peony is over there. I don't cut back my peonies, mostly because I just like the foliage and they just give nice interest, and I don't have any foliage which looks like a peony foliage, so I love that. So that's why it's there. Probably change the place for this one in fall, but so far she's staying there. And then I have another fire chief and I'm just blanking out on it, hibiscus. I have 2 hibiscus. This was here and one was over there, and it was getting too big and I needed to plant a smoke bush over there, so I changed that to on the side of my garden, which is just catch-all area right now. But for now, this one is in its spot from past. This is the 3rd year for this hibiscus, and these are, I think, ballet slippers, and it looked stunning, so big, and it's filled with birds. I have so many blooms I'm getting already, but still there are so many birds which are just ready. Blooms are so big you can actually spot them from far away, so it's perfect. And then I have my little lime hydrangea. I love this hydrangea, and this area gets very, very hot. Very hot sun you will get in this area, and then this hydrangea performs there super duper well, and it's just, I cannot complain anything about this hydrangea. Is just perfection. I do prune it. I did a good hard prune on this hydrangea in the spring, and it's just even bigger, I feel like. So it's filled with blooms, cannot wait to see this little lime hydrangea in full bloom. The blooms are almost ready to open and I'm just so excited. So many blooms on it. Looks stunning. Let's go to the backyard now. In the backyard, when we open the gate and when you enter, the first thing that you're going to see are these zinnias. Before I go to the zinnias, I have basil growing over here and I have some beets which I was traveling and I couldn't get to it and it's just crazy. And this area smells beautiful. And I have my jalapeno peppers. I think I have one which I need to harvest. So those two things for now this year. So next year or maybe in fall I'll plant more veggies. And then I have my zinnia patch which is going in this strip. And my zinnias are not doing super duper great. Maybe because of sun or because we got so much rain. They got a lot of powdery mildew. So I have planted agave and aurora zinnias. Today I direct sowed them in the front yard. But for now I'm just like waiting for it for at least couple of flush of blooms on these zinnias, and then I will probably take them out. Not probably these front ones, but in the back probably. But it looks so beautiful. I started to see color on zinnias, and this, even when I'm in my sunroom sitting over there, I can still see the color, started to see the color, and it's just so exciting. And there is this volunteer tomato plant. It's nature, so it is what it is. And I just excited to actually see what this tomato plant would do here. And yeah, and on this side I have mint growing and some curry leaves. And if you move down this zinnia patch, you will see celosia. I have 4 of celosias. I have only planted one variety which is shimmer variety this year of celosia, and I have probably 5 plants, 6 actually, 4 here and 2 are over there, and I think that's probably enough for me, I think, for the season. But I love celosia and it's perfect for flower arrangements, so that's why I plant some shimmer, some celosias. And then I have some dahlias which are not blooming yet because I planted them this year and the tubers were little questionable, but they came up. There was one over here which did not survive. I honestly had no expectations that even these 2 will survive, but they survived. So but the third one did not, so which is fine. And then I have my gomphrena, which I think I will always plant gomphrena in my garden. No matter what, I will always have gomphrena. And look at this. These are 3 plants. I mean, what can I say? You can just see it for yourself. I just love it. I have a couple of varieties that I'm growing this year, and I'm going to create a separate video which one I like and if I'm growing them again and all of that. So keep an eye out for that. But I love gomphrena. I have throughout the garden. I have in the front yard, which I just showed you, these 3 plants, and after that I have my purple fountain grass. I love this grass. I've started to see these blooms on this, and I'm excited for fall actually, to see these in the fall. And then blue tiara supertunia, not a fan, but is doing okay here. And my cosmos. These cosmos are just getting beat up with the hose over here because I just like when I pull it, it's just like sort of not a great spot for these, but they are so beautiful, started to bloom, and I love cosmos. They just are so whimsical in the garden and I love them. I have 4 begonias which I just planted them just like that, and I have this hydrangea which I just have 2 blooms. This was also tortured when the garden renovation was going on. This is wee bit innocent hydrangea, and the blooms are so beautiful. I have some purple on it. I didn't do anything special to it, but the pink blooms and purple, and I hope that next year I'm not gonna change the spot for this hydrangea this year. So I'm gonna see how this will perform next year. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have this big drift of marigolds. I have 3 varieties which I have planted in this bed. I will put it on the screen, and I just in love with this area where I have planted marigolds. It's so beautiful and it's perfect. And right behind this I have orange gomphrena. So this is my very orange, dark, saturated color corner. I feel like it's a very colorful corner. From the begonias, even cosmos, and my tiara pink, I have all this color, and it goes all the way and it continues. So after that I have this dahlia which is started to bloom, and I'm so excited. I have another one over there. I have to stake them. Other one over there. So I have 2 dahlias over here, and then the excited part which just glows in the evening. I can just spot them from no matter where I'm standing, upstairs, even on the 3rd floor. This superbina drift that I planted. Something is going on with this one. It's not growing as much, but it bounced back. So I'm gonna see that this also gonna connect with this one, and this looks beautiful. I mean, come on. Is actually is becoming one of my favorite spots, and eventually I'm gonna put a bench over there where I can sit and just it's just perfect. And then I have my jazzberry. This is one plant, and more celosia. This is shimmer, same variety. Some gara over there, and rudbeckia. I mean, cannot get enough of it. I have 3 varieties over here, and then I have another supertunia. It's not supertunia, it's a mini vista in the back, and then it goes from here, this area, to the whole bed. In the front border I have gomphrena, and this is the new gomphrena, and I'm just so excited to see. I'm already seeing the differences from this, the new variety, and the old one. I feel like the blooms are taller, like the bigger than the previous variety, so I love that. And behind that I have some cosmos and my beautiful trailing vinca over here. I would like to plant a tree over here, but that is not going to happen until fall or maybe next spring. We'll see how it goes, but for now, for the height, I think this is a perfect addition to my garden. And it's going to be very difficult for me to move this if I eventually end up planting the tree, because it's in the middle of this whole bed, and I love how this bed turned out. It's just a mix and match sort of a thing, but still it looks so beautiful, so colorful, and I cannot ask like for a better this is actually more of like a cottage garden to me, because it's just color and texture and dahlias, cosmos, vinca, everything, and the grass, another purple fountain grass. I have 2 more which is on the other side of the garden beds, and for now I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 grasses, same variety. Cannot have enough of them. More cosmos which I started from seed, and then my dahlias, lilac days, and this one I'm not sure. I will do my research on it, and then hopefully I'll have a name. It's been blooming from May and it's June. What can I ask more? And this one, look at this one I started from seed, and this is called bee balm, and it just looks so Dr. Seuss like flower to me, and I just love it. So beautiful. And then I have my sunberry, sunjoy, something like that. Why I'm just like my brain is not working with the name, but I'll put it on the screen. Love that shrub so much. And this is how this bed looks if I bring you on this side. It's just so much color. I love how this looks. It's just and the dahlias are adding the height and the color in this bed, which I absolutely love. And then I have my favorite area of the garden because it has seating and we can sit here. I call it butterfly beds because they look like wings of the butterfly, and they are just filling up so nicely. I have my supertunia border, which is a cool jazz. I'm still deciding on if I like this supertunia color or not, but it started to fill up. It started to do its thing, which supertunia is supposed to do, and I like that part. But the color, I'm not sure because I'm more of like a warm color palette person, and this is very cool, so that's why. So it's TBD on this if I really like it. And then my roses, this is Queen of Sweden, Dahlia, Gara. Look at this, my fountain, which I need to turn it on. And then more gomphrena, some dahlias, and my new addition, which is little haughty hydrangea, and my grass, which is for purple fountain grass, coral bark maple. And then if I enter, and this is my beautiful jasmine. This jasmine was just so tortured, I feel like, because she was not doing she was actually doing well last year, and then in winter it was just not doing super well because it's very exposed area. I'm not sure how she's going to do here, but then I replanted it, and she was not happy. And now I see these vines, and she's going to climb, and I'm so happy. Finally I'm seeing this because she started to fill up horizontally, and now she's growing vertically, which I really want this arch to be filled with jasmine. When you walk under this, I want this to be a jasmine door. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. And the other side, I have this clematis, and then I have hyacinth bean, which is climbing all the way, and it's going to give me those purple blooms, and they are going to just dangle over here. Just imagine that. It's going to look very pretty. And in this bed, in the front, I have the same supertunia cool jazz, and then I have some roses which I have planted over here, and then I have my rockin' the blue salvia, which I have on this bed and this bed, and some more annuals. I have Aromes Nemesia. This one, whenever I am here in the afternoons, this area perfumes because I have these two, and I have a drift of Aromes Nemesia over here as well. It's just so beautiful. One thing I want to show you though are these asters. I have 3 asters which I have in my garden for this year, and they look so beautiful. And I have dotted some gomphrena throughout the beds over here and the other side as well, and my dahlias and Emperor 1 maple. And on this patio area, we have one hanging basket which I have my bubblegum planted, and then these 2 planters, some supertunias, and I have 2 hyacinth beans on this one in this bed and one in this bed. And then I have just filled up with supertunias, and most of it you can see bubblegum obviously, and some angel face angelonia. I have 2 of these over here and 2 of these over here, and then sweet potato vine, which to give a very chartreuse green color, because we have in the backyard, in the back of our property, we have a very dark foliage trees, so anything chartreuse green is just pops up. And this hyacinth bean vine is just going crazy. She's living and loving her life here, so I'm happy about that. And then we have sky pencil holly. That's the holly over here, which stays narrow and upright. We wanted something evergreen, and this was perfect. I can tuck in the landscape as well if I feel like I have to change up or something like that. And then I have some supertunias or mini vistas planted under that. So these are some roses which are going to start blooming again for the second flush, and this is how it looks. And I have 2 planters over there as well, which I will show you in a separate video. I'm planning to make for the planters, and that's what we are going to talk about, what all plants I have planted in these planters, and how I'm liking what I picked for this year. So another video is coming for just the planters and all the annuals that I have in my planters. So this is how my garden is looking in mid-June, and honestly everything is just filling up so well. And it's June, we have couple more months to go, and then I can't imagine how this is going to look in next month. And we don't have any rain in the forecast, so it's going to be very hot, and all of these plants are heat loving plants, and they are going to just go for it. And I'm excited to see how this garden is going to look. And shout out to this hay rack that I have behind me, which I just planted with some annuals. I wanted to have some color when I sit here behind me, so that's why it's come up, and it looks so beautiful, all these warm colors, and I love it because there are warm colors in it. That's why I am not sure about the cool jazz, but I'm a warm color person through and through, so that's why maybe. But anyways, I'm not making up my mind for that. But yeah, I think that's all for today's video, and I hope you like this tour. If you do, let me know, and also let me know which plant you like the most, and if you know anything more about any specific plant which I skipped, because there are so many things which I can talk about. But I think I can continue creating videos and showing you what all is blooming, and going in depth of cut flowers that I have, dahlias, different varieties, asters, marigolds, all of that. So I will create more videos so that they can be helpful for you if you're looking something specific variety, and if you are in my zone specifically. So yeah, and I think that's where I'll wrap up this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.